Hi guys, it's Jack and Lorraine here with another video for BigFish Media. And Lorraine, what are we talking about today?
Hi Jack, hi everyone. Well,
Hi.
Today we are going to talk about something very important, vocal care. Yes, indeed. I have been ill this long bank holiday weekend. And
Won't stop going on about it.
I know. It's awful when you're ill, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Tissues, snot rags, just
lovely. Just
bunged
general
up.
ill feeling.
It's awful.
And you get like
the head thing, the
headiness.
nose thing, the sinus thing. Now I've gone down to sort of the throat thing.
Yeah, and so thought it was a good time to talk about how to look after your voice, because obviously being a voiceover artist, you know, you're only human and will get ill sometimes, but because you're presumably self-employed, you need to, you know, if you're ill for a long period of time, that means you're not getting money in, so you need to carry on working and you need to look after yourself and get on the road to recovery as quickly as possible.
Exactly. So we thought we'd go through a few points to just highlight where you can look after yourself and, more importantly, your voice. And start at the top, shall we?
Okay, yeah, so first point is on physicality. So being aware of the physical elements of your voice. So obviously the throat, the larynx, the Adam's apple, and just being aware that those are all muscles and that they, you know, you need a bit of
TLC.
TLC.
These are hard-working muscles. I mean, a lot of us are talking all the time. If you are a professional voiceover artist or in any field where you are going to be talking a lot, you are going to be using these muscles a lot, and you're going to be using your mouth muscles as well as your tongue muscle. So this area is really going to be quite important.
So it's good to exercise it and keep it, you know, keep it nicely warmed up.
Yes.
First of all, basically treating your voice as you would as an athlete treat your muscles. Like if you're a runner, you're going to obviously be taking extra care over your arms and your legs. Well, debatable. You've got to do your core as well, but
core is very
look after your body.
Voice, yes.
But you need to, you know, as a voiceover especially, you need to be looking after your voice and looking after all the muscles associated with that. So ways of doing that, like I said, vocal warm-ups we were talking about.
Yes.
Doing exercises, doing massages and massage around this area, or for instance, in terms of exercise, mastication. Very good for your jaw area, because obviously you're going to be using that a lot talking. One
of my favourite exercises to do, which I picked up from the wonderful voice coach Yvonne Morley, is to relax the tongue, because the tongue's a busy muscle, and is to massage underneath your chin area. Do you feel that sort of soft squishy palate? Yeah. And if you stick your tongue out like this, and you play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you actually kind of massages it and loosens it. You get a nicer, richer sound. Just helping it.
There you go. I didn't know that.
It's one of my favourite ones. That one.
I like that. Okay. Yeah. So physicality, very important. Number one. Number two,
protection. Looking after your voice and yourself, obviously. But you know, we talked about some vocal exercises, but also, you know, being very mindful of going out and about and not overstraining your voice when you're out, perhaps in an evening. If you've got jobs the next day, maybe be a little more reserved, go to a quiet bar.
Maybe don't like sing your heart out quite so much, unless it's the beginning of the weekend. You know, you've got a couple of days for your voice to recover.
And we have never done that.
Nope, never done that.
Nope.
And also with protection is like when you are ill, is to, for instance, if you've got stuff to do with your throat, take every precaution you can to try and heal that. I mean, we'll get onto diet in a minute, but in terms of like medication and things like that, so like menthol can be quite a soothing kind of thing to use, like when you've got a cold or a flu, that sort of thing.
But be careful, don't over mentholize.
Don't over mentholize.
Because then that can also dry the larynx out, dry the voice box and all of your sort of talking area, so that can also be an issue. So try and steam. Steam is the way forward.
Steaming, yes.
I love steaming. So we've got our little cups of tea here, and you know, it's a little
steam.
But I love a good steam in the shower.
we do all love a good steaming now and then. Warm and just warm beverages, like we were just saying, with tea and stuff. Again, kind of comes into diet as well. A lot of these points kind of overlap, but overall protection of your voice. Look after your voice, and it'll look after you as a voiceover artist.
Yes, good point. Very good point. So yes, diet now.
Yes. So we were just talking about liquids. Obviously, warm beverages are good, not hot. You don't want to scald your throat. That would be a terrible idea. I have done that before. Don't do it.
It's not ice water, because that will cool everything far too much. So we're debating about tepid, lukewarm, warm. That's what you want.
Warm beverages, but also having a lot of liquids. Like we're looking at 2 litres or more of water per day.
Speaking is very dry for your vocal area, so you're expending a lot of kind of moisture when you do talk. So to avoid also mouth clicks when you are recording, keep yourself very hydrated.
And you'll notice, like, if you ever spent a day where you've got to, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you haven't really said a word all day because you've been at a desk doing some stuff on the computer or whatever, and you haven't needed to speak to anyone. It feels so weird when you first then start talking. Your voice sounds so odd because you haven't done anything with it all day. So keep hydrated. Exactly. Very important. Exactly. And also soothing things like honey and lemon, also really helpful for your vocal cords as well. So I suppose citrus fruits in general.
Limes are very good.
Oranges.
Kumquat is a kumquat citrus fruit.
Kumquat. I just love the word kumquat. Yeah, kumquat. Kumquat.
But yes, in terms of lemons, citrus fruits in general are packed full of vitamin C, which is very good as well holistically for diet purposes as well.
And I guess with food in general, it's kind of try and stay in the middle area, the middle zone of warm. Don't go too hot, don't go too cold, don't go on the extremes so much. And also avoid dairy if you're going into a voiceover session, because that will make your cords stick together.
Dairy, caffeine, chocolate. Have it after the session, because
have it at the end of the day.
We can tell.
Yeah.
We can tell.
It won't help you. Yeah. And the final point,
I think general well-being of oneself. To remain calm, to practice mindfulness or meditation, to ensure that your whole of your body is relaxed, because you can hear that in the voice. You can hear straining in the voice when recording. Kind of shoulder exercises, neck exercises to release and reduce tension.
And I suppose that also applies to, because stress in general, outside of your sessions, actually in your everyday life, stress is then it can manifest physically in you, and the number of times that you feel stress, and you'll feel that stress in, like say, in your shoulders or elsewhere in your body, like you feel tight around your chest, for instance. And it can affect your voice as well. You get the stress, you actually feel it in your muscles as well. So if you can avoid stress in your everyday life, then that's going to help protect your voice and vocal cords and all the muscles associated with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what was I going to say on that point as well? Come back to me.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So that's just a little run through of things to be mindful of when you are a voiceover artist. Paying attention to the physicality of what your income earning capacity is, your larynx and your voice box and everything there. Also protection and looking after yourself in terms of vocal warm-ups and exercises. There are lots that you can find out there. Diet, really be mindful of your water intake and also the foods that you eat, and your well-being in general. Overall, good for your mental health, good for your physical health, good for your emotional health.
Yeah, definitely. And as a voiceover artist, final thing, when you go into sessions sometimes, especially when doing characters and that sort of thing, you may want to test the boundaries of how far you can go with your voice, like what are your comfortable levels. And yes, you need to find where the extremes are, like the ends of your range, if you like. Don't push it too much, because you can ruin your voice by pushing too much, causing long-term damage, which you really don't want as a voiceover artist, because if you lose your voice, you've lost your career essentially. It's the same for singers, same sort of thing. Like you just can't push yourself too much. By all means, try, but know where your limits are.
Safety first, and get some training if you are at all worried or want to go beyond your comfort zone, because then you'll be able to sort of grow in a safe way.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, if you want to do any vocal training yourself, we do offer this at BigFish Media. You can find the details on our website, so go and visit it and have a look-see. And until the next video, I've been Jack.
I'm Lorraine, thank you very much.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.